Hey, welcome to what's the name of the
No
show?
nerd.
No Nerd Left Behind. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
I'm Joe,
Email.
and today we're talking about comics, right?
Yeah, a
And
lot of
TV.
stuff.
And TV.
Are we doing spoilers for Daredevil, or are we
Yeah,
doing not?
massive spoiler alert. If you haven't watched Daredevil, one, what the hell? It's been out for like almost 2 days now.
Yeah, but not
And,
everybody binges.
yeah, that was actually my first binge of a Netflix show. Like, I usually don't, but because I was doing this, it felt like homework I had to do.
All right, so I guess spoiler warning because we are going to get into spoilers on Daredevil, spoilers on a few Flash episodes,
Right? Which, those you should have watched. I mean, it's 40 minutes. I mean,
and
really?
yeah, let's spin it Daredevil and Flash like I did
Yeah.
in the past 2 days.
Hey, so did I.
And then you want to talk about Arrow? Is there going to be spoilers for that?
I mean, no, not really. I'll just give a quick little review stuff
All
about
right.
the shows
Well, let's
from this
start
week.
with Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow season 7 premiered this past week.
Okay.
He was in jail. Like, I mean, you can
I
tell.
didn't watch the end of season 6. I got almost through it, and then I kind of zoned out of it.
Spoiler alert: he goes to jail.
So, did they find out he's the Green Arrow, and they arrest him?
Yeah, and then he's not the Green Arrow, and then he is the Green Arrow. Like they keep going back and forth, like convincing people he is, he isn't. But then he confesses to it, to the FBI to protect them against protect his friends against the hell's that bad guy's name? I don't know. The ethnic looking dude
With the
who
tattoos?
yeah, and the really dark eyes.
So that I'm guessing that villain carried over to this season?
Oddly enough, for some reason, yes, a carryover villain. You don't get that often.
No, I wish that happened with the dude from season 6 or season 5.
The DA.
Yeah, dude,
Oh, yeah,
he was
He was
amazing.
a psychopath, but he was great. But first episode review. I mean, I noticed two things about that episode. One, they're trying to get more female viewers because it's just Stephen Amell with his shirt off most of the time. And two, man, that guy makes me want to work out harder. It opens up with him doing like upside down handstand push-ups and shit. I'm like,
So
come on,
this isn't a good time to ask for pizza.
this would be a bad time to ask for pizza. Yeah,
Alright, cool.
Yeah, but that's all I got for review on that. Flash. We
Flash.
gotta fix some of the stuff I said last week because character's name is not Impulse, it's Excess.
Yeah,
Which is why this is a two-person thing because I say stuff that I'm wrong on.
yeah.
And yeah.
So the first episode was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked it a lot. We got to meet Barry's daughter, and the reason
Yeah.
why she's back, or she's not back, why she came to the past
Yeah.
from the future,
Which would be our present.
right? And I like it. I like all the Easter eggs. I like the flash ring. I like
Oh,
the
that was cool.
reference
That was cool.
to the museum. What did you like about the first episode?
As always, the first and second episode. I love the dynamic in the show, like between all the characters and the family. I know it's not a super serious show, but the dynamic's great. And like Joe in that show, not just because it's my name, but I like the character. And I think, as far as like TV dads go, he's up there with like Happy Days, Mr. C.
Okay.
He's fun, and like I said last week, I really can't look at the XS character without thinking lesbian pirate because of Black Sails. Did you check that out?
Yeah, you made me check that out, and
Made
I wasn't
you.
mad at it.
Made you?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yes.
say
Yeah,
you
I
made me.
forced your hand.
I like the character that's playing it. She's hot. I mean, when I watched the other stuff that you referenced her in, that was pretty intense.
Black Sails is a good show, not
but-
just boobs.
But going back to the show itself, the Flash, I like the dynamic between Cisco and Ralph. I think it's funny.
Yeah, they make a funny like little serious guy, and like Ralph constantly being like, "Whoa, I think I figured out time travel," and everybody's like, "Yeah, 4 seasons ago."
Yeah, and like you haven't been paying attention
At all.
Oh, and then like the Elseworlds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which the crossover episode's going to be interesting because they already got photos of Arrow and Flash costumes reversed.
Yep, and then they got photos of, I forget what the twins are called, but they're supposed to be like some bandits that Stephen Amell and Grant Gustin's gonna play. They're gonna play like two criminals in another world. I don't know if they're gonna go to multiple worlds.
Yeah, I don't know too many details. I've just seen some pictures.
They even remade the set from Smallville,
Oh.
from the actual show Smallville, and they're gonna actually do recordings on that where that house was in the
All right.
what's
that's
his name, Tom,
cool. I don't remember.
the character that played Clark Kent.
I really don't remember. I never watched Smallville.
Oh, Smallville was good.
I never liked Superman. He's such a Boy Scout. And then seeing him at an age when he could actually be in the Boy Scouts would have kind of been just too much for me.
Okay.
But No, and then I guess the Superman is going to be in the crossover, but he's
Yeah.
got the black suit or something going.
I mean, I think he's going to be in multiple different suits throughout the whole crossover because they're doing a bunch of different things. But I just want to see how Batwoman fits into the play.
That will be interesting.
I like the image that they posted of Batwoman. I like the background how it has Wayne Towers. A little wink at that.
Yeah.
Flash season one. I mean,
Season-
Flash episode 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Great.
season 5 is it now?
Yeah, it
I
was
think so.
great.
Yeah, no,
It was
they're doing
fun,
Flash is always fun to watch. It's a fun show. You don't watch Black Lightning.
No.
I asked a question about Black Lightning from the first episode, which I didn't get an answer to. Which I don't know, maybe because it was the wrong question asked. You watched and heard my question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't understand.
You gotta refresh my memory.
Okay, so in the first episode of Black Lightning, the guy who plays Black Lightning and one of his school, like friends or one of his friends is talking, and they're talking. And the guy's like, "Negro, please." He says
okay,
that,
now that, okay.
and then he says, "Don't you almost called me a house?" And then there's that word that I'm not allowed to say because of this, and it's on the CW, which is the same channel that I would watch. Whose Line Is It Anyway on, and I'm like, how did they get to say that? Like, this is a family thing, and I'm not saying that, like, you shouldn't be allowed, but why in the previous sentence use the word Negro if you're just gonna throw it all to the wall with the other one?
Oh, yeah.
It confused the hell out of me. Nobody's giving me a right answer, and all the theories I've popped up in my head are just terrible.
Yeah.
Like, my worst theory is, and I don't, believe it, but the only theory that popped in my head, I'm like, well, like, is it because he referred to himself as property? Does that make it okay? Which just sounds racist to ask. So moving on, Black Lightning, same old shit as always, whatever.
I won't watch Black Lightning until they do a Static Shock type of thing. Once they bring Static Shock and I have a character that I can, like, that I care for, that I want to see on the big screen or on the small screen, I guess, in episodes, then I'll start watching it. But right now,
It's not.
I heard it's good.
It's good. It's not the same as the other ones. Like, it doesn't have the same type of dynamic. But then again, it is only season 2.
Yeah.
Gifted. Have you caught any of that? There's a character named Riva. All I can say really is she looks like an evil version of Iris West from The Flash. Like, she just looks like an evil version, black lipstick kind of thing. And the brother and sister, Lauren and Andy, they're like a kiss away from being like the really messed up version of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Wow.
Like, it's weird. Other news, we didn't get to talk about this, but Iron Fist got canceled. You're happy.
Yeah.
Luke Cage got canceled.
Not so happy.
Which...
I thought Luke Cage season 2 was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought the character's good. I thought the bad guy was awesome.
They were setting it up pretty well for season 3.
Yeah, I didn't care too much where it went after that season because it kind of was just like, okay, at the end of that season
but still,
where they left him.
It should have kept going. It was just...
I guess Thanos snapped them out of existence.
That is the big theory on the internet is,
I think it was confirmed.
Was it confirmed?
I think by one of the show writers, but I don't know.
Yeah, half the Netflix shows got snapped out of existence.
Probably Jessica Jones would be next.
Jessica Jones is doing another season.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't finished season 2 yet.
It's good.
It started pretty strong.
That's good. I'm going to miss Typhoid Mary. Like, I wanted to see more of her in TV shows.
And I don't.
Really? You didn't like the way she was?
I don't care about her. I don't care about any of the characters on the...
Typhoid Mary, I thought was done really well, and the chick that played her, Alice Pope or something like that, she wants a more comic accurate costume of Typhoid Mary. And I'm like, don't usually hear a woman saying that.
The character was awesome. She was like the only thing that was like holding up the show for me. I kind of like that dynamics of having like split personalities and stuff like that.
She'd be a good Daredevil villain.
But it was just like a weaker split.
Yeah. She would be a good Daredevil villain.
Speaking of split, man, we haven't talked about the Unbreakable sequel.
Because it's not a comic book? Is it
I am going to consider it in the realm because, and they were one of the first people to do like a comic book movie. And you got Samuel L. Jackson in it. So, it's something to talk about. Are you interested at all? Have you seen Split?
I've seen Split.
And have you seen Unbreakable?
And I've seen Unbreakable.
Do you care to see these characters clash?
It'll be interesting to see. Like, I'm not heavily invested in it. I mean...
I am.
For example, have you seen Venom yet?
Listen.
Yeah, me neither.
I love Venom. Okay? I got Venom up there. I love Venom. I will see that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just waiting for the right time to go see it, which is going to be on a weekday when the tickets are cheaper. The reason why I haven't seen it yet, it's not because I'm like disappointed from reviews or anything. It's just personal life. Things are going on right now. I haven't been in the movies in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, me neither. Well, months.
I'm definitely gonna go see Halloween. I'm hearing good reviews on that, but
I
that's not
hear
comic
that.
books,
Yeah,
so.
that's not comic either. All I know about that is I hear that it's like you get the original Halloween that was made in like what 78, and then the Halloween that came out like 2 days ago is supposed to be a direct sequel.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, that's good because the like 12 movies in between kind of fell apart. There's a great theory on the internet saying that Mike Myers, after Halloween 2, he dies in Halloween 2, and then after that, because of Halloween 3, you remember that movie didn't even have him in it, it was all messed up and like robots and shit. The theory is that every Mike Myers from Halloween 3 on is an android.
Well,
Interesting theory. Not comics, let's talk.
yeah. I just going back to Halloween. I'm happy that that they're going from a direct sequel to the first one because the first one was good.
First one was great. It set up a great genre.
Probably even watch the first one again.
Alright, so, Daredevil?
I mean, wow, bro.
Okay, again,
Wow.
spoilers.
Okay.
You've been warned.
Spoilers.
Right? If you don't want to hear the spoilers, I'm not saying stop the video, like mute it and let it play because I think that counts positively for our views. But just don't listen.
Uh,
So we both binged it this weekend.
oh my god.
I was up till like 3 a.m. yesterday.
Well, let's start by you ranking season 1, 2, and 3 as which one's your favorite.
Oh man, it's so hard to do. I have to say, I mean, season 1 introduced the character and it got me hooked on the show. So that's
Introduced both characters.
Yeah.
Introduced actually all the characters.
That was
'cause
Netflix. Yeah.
I was invested in all the
Yeah.
characters.
Season 2 was good. I think honestly, as it's built now, I think season 3 is the best of the 3 seasons. Then 1, then 2, in my opinion.
I definitely agree. Season 3 was fucking incredible.
It was a great bit of show.
Amazing. Season 1 always has something in my heart because of the way that
It started. It's like it's like the first Iron Man movie.
It was the first time you've seen such a strong villain in a comic book show. It was just amazing. And then season 2, what I loved about season 2 was the anticipation. Like, okay, we're getting the Punisher.
That was a huge part
The
of it.
first episode, maybe the first, I think it was the first, which episode when he fights Punisher? Was it
man, I don't know.
episode 1?
That's the problem with binge watching things is you kind of lose track.
When you got to see Punisher vs. Daredevil for the first time and that
was
dynamic,
great.
it was so good. I mean, it was one of my favorite episodes.
Very excited for Punisher season 2.
I don't give a shit about the hand. I don't give a shit about Elektra. I don't
No.
give a shit where that went go. The only parts I liked about season 2 was them exploring the jail scene with Punisher.
The
them
long shot action sequences that
the
they
Punisher,
do. Great.
the character, and then even Punisher, the season that Punisher came out, season 1, it started off kind of slow for me.
It did, but
and
Punisher,
it ended so fucking good.
Punisher storylines usually end kind of or start kind of slow, and then they build. They build rather well because he's not a superhero. He's just he's a nut with a lot of guns.
Badass.
He is a badass.
The season ended really good. But going back to Daredevil season 3.
Yep,
okay,
which
so
is our Kingpin. First thing they show you with him, like when Murdoch's hallucinating, he's in his classic black and white suit.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. The toss of the comics. Kind of weird that that's the only suit he owns.
they even built up to him having the rose on his thing. I loved. I think it was white with purple actually.
Was that the classic?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Probably in the animated
I think
series.
they probably did black and white and something.
It started off fucking amazing.
It did. It like instantly, like you're into it.
The twists blew my mind.
Oh yeah, we'll get into those. Have you noticed that all the Netflix heroes seem to hallucinate a lot? Like what's up with that? Like they always seem to hallucinate. Like in this one, Matt Murdock's hallucinating the Kingpin and his father, which I mean the Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio, right? As always, fantastic acting. You really hate him. Like,
oh my god!
I like the entire time watching this. I'm like, God, what? Can Frank Castle show up and put a bullet in his head?
You can't put your finger on why you hate him because he's so like
he's full of himself. He thinks he's doing good, and he's killing people with his bare hands.
Like, he's just like, oh my god. Let's talk about this season because this was amazing.
First of all, literally the only thing left on the list to talk about.
Kingpin was done perfectly as always. The character was amazing. The actor who played him was amazing. The lead up, you really felt like, because it was true, he wanted his wife back into the country, or,
his girl,
fiance.
his love, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, Vanessa. And you kind of felt for him a little bit, but then, when things started playing into his hand, you're like, does he really care about
It's
her?
hard to feel for him, and then like he talks to people and like he manipulates them and almost kind of charms them, but he's got all the charm of a brick.
Yeah.
Like he's not a charming individual at all. Vincent D'Onofrio is not a charming individual at all. Did you see the remake of oh hell, Bruce Willis movie that was it was a Charles Bronson movie originally? Oh god, what was it called?
He'll come back. He'll come
Yeah,
back to
but D'Onofrio's in that, but he's got hair and a beard and stuff. And the entire time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, he molests children. Like his acting just seemed like, but no,
He's on level with
he is a
acting.
great actor.
He's on a whole nother level with that.
Amazing where he
I
started.
heard people review the season and they said it was good, but they were like talking shit about like the Matt Murdock character and that he didn't have it. I thought it was awesome.
I loved it.
I
did.
thought the Daredevil character in this one was so deep. I love that they started off with him having problems.
Yeah, he had like, it was the great build up like in most comic books where you got internal conflict, and that's what comic books are. Is because it's usually narrated like the person's head, so they got to show you internal conflict the guy's having, and like I said, I thought it was great. I love that we're not disagreeing at all on this because it really opens up the floor to debate.
I love Mother Maggie. That character
she
was
was
awesome.
great. Yeah, Bullseye.
Yeah,
the villain.
We'll definitely get to him because Bullseye was amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was weird that he had a backstory because in the comics he never really has a true backstory. Like kind of like the Joker, they just make random shit up. But the episode where they told you his backstory, where Kingpin's got all his files and they did it all in black and white and it was nice and artsy. I thought that was great. That was a great telling of a backstory. Like I didn't feel like they ruined the character by giving him a story.
No, they made you feel for him in a way
Yeah.
because I mean I love that villain.
He's a
I am so
total-
happy. Spoiler! I'm so happy he's not done.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so happy. Which we got to talk about that end scene. I was kind of
The
confused. by
guy that plays him said that the more comic accurate costume is coming as well.
Dude,
Did you know he was in the running to play Captain America at one point? That guy.
Oh really?
I
So
don't
was the
know.
guy from The Office. I loved the Bullseye character. I loved the fact that you got to see him. You introduced him. You know, saving Fist, taking out literally
All the
20 guys,
Albanian
just
dudes, yeah, like,
ricocheting
just-
bullets and.
which is, scientifically
Oh my God, he
questionable.
was so
He's very well acted. You really believed he was crazy.
And at the beginning, you kind of didn't. You were like, okay, something's off by this guy, but like, how are they? Like, what's gonna turn him into a villain? Like,
They
what's
built
gonna
it
push
so
him?
well, and it's not
Yeah.
that he got turned into a villain. He was always kind of crazy, and they had to give you the backstory
The
episode.
pizza scene where he's telling the psychiatrist what pizza
When
his
he was
girlfriend-
talking to that shrink about his girlfriend and how he talks, the thoughts in my head were either she doesn't exist or she's dead, and it was really a combination of the two because
Yeah.
she existed but didn't really know what he did.
Yeah, and it was so creepy for him. Once I saw
He's-
that scene where he was following her and he was eating pizza in a car while she was eating it at the restaurant, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
we got a sociopath.
Yeah,
on our hands.
he's crazy. Which I've been called a sociopath several times by people that know me quite well. So something to look out for in the future.
Yeah.
So I noticed something it's on the internet. They'll know. I noticed something about the heroes in the story as well. Not only do they all hallucinate, do you notice that none of them seem to own any pajamas? Like all the villains have time to change their clothes when they go to bed, but all the heroes keep waking up in the clothes from the day before.
That's it.
It's just a weird
Never
thing. Like,
noticed
why
that.
are the hero like, it's like they go over. It's like Karen. She wakes up. She's wearing yesterday's clothes. And it's not like she got drunk and had a one night stand or anything. She's just working, and nobody ever changes their clothes.
Would you like to see them change into pajamas and out of pajamas?
Well, it's just weird because the heroes seem to never change their clothes, but the villains always do. And I don't know if it's like a stress relaxation.
Let's
thing.
talk about those characters. Karen Page, amazing. I
the
love that.
backstory episode of her.
When I seen the backstory episode of her,
That was so bleak.
and dark.
It was the bleakest episode of TV I've seen in a long time. I'm watching this. I'm like,
But
this is so depressing.
when you get into it and you think about the actual comic book arc where she gets on drugs and then gets killed in the comic books, I don't know if I spoiled that for you, but
Yeah, it did, but I'll forget.
she does in that the comic that this was based on.
I spoiled it
Kingpin-
for them too.
Sorry, guys. But the comic book that this was based on was basically the Kingpin finding out Matt Murdock was Daredevil,
Right. Which,
sending an imposter Daredevil,
Yep.
and then having, I think, Bullseye kill Karen Page after getting her hooked on drugs.
so
So once I
similar.
saw that episode where she was like on drugs and doing drugs. I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna lead up to this killing of Karen Page?
No, but
and then the priest got it instead.
which was such a bummer because he was such a good character. He was a great moral compass, and he was a good like little random character to have in there.
I think Maggie, Sister Maggie, was an awesome character.
She was. I thought she's a great replacement. At first, before the big reveal, I'm like thinking to myself, "Wow, she's a good replacement for Rosario Dawson's character." Because from what I heard, Rosario Dawson's done doing the nurse character.
For now, I think she had a child or something like that.
Something like that, you know. But Sister Maggie did a great job in the first couple episodes of being like that nurse that patches you up and like knows your secret but doesn't say anything about it. Were you completely floored by the revelation on her? Like when Matt Murdock's downstairs doing the little punching bag and she's praying, like
I knew that from the comic book.
I did not. So
Okay.
it shocked me. Still, spoiler alert, if you're still listening and you're getting spoiled, what the hell? Sister Maggie turns out to be Matt Murdock's mother. The nun is the mother. And
It's
like,
in the comic book.
because yeah, everybody that, you know, the people that are too lazy to watch the show are going to read the comic. Yeah.
Definitely another thing in the comic book is Mother Maggie is his mother.
Yeah, which
Go figure. And I like the backstory. I kind of thought they could have done a little more of why she left Murdoch and the Murdochs.
yeah,
But you know, then you could just explain. You know, he's a boxer. He doesn't stop. You know.
she's a nun. Probably shouldn't have a kid. I think
In a
there
way,
were
she
rules.
raised him, so he shouldn't be too pissed about that.
Without
Knowing that it's his real mother.
right, you know, it'd be like Alfred was Bruce Wayne's father the whole time.
I hate that they're making an Alfred show.
I don't know how I feel about it because Alfred's better if he's an old man with badass skills. If he's a young guy with badass skills, it's just a
Who
boring movie.
cares? Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
Are you gonna watch it?
Like, did you watch the Teen Titans cartoon movie?
Not yet.
There was, I'm not even joking, there was a scene, I'm sorry to spoil it, but there's a scene where they're in the theaters and they're doing trailers.
Yeah.
And it's like, coming soon, and Robin's like, yes, my own movie, and then it's like, Alfred. And then the next one was coming soon, the Batmobile. And then the next one, coming soon, Batman's utility belt. And it's like all Batman stuff, but
Yeah.
Robin never gets
Well,
his own
Robin
movie.
got Titans now.
Yeah,
you know,
which I gotta watch.
You haven't watched yet.
Remind me to.
Random thing, if you have seen episode 2, why is the guy from Blue Mountain State in that episode? That's just weird.
I thought he was a good actor.
He is a good actor, but it's hard for me
The
to
main
take.
character, right?
No, Blue Mountain State. Wait, the main character from Blue Mountain State?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thad, the big
Yeah,
muscular jock that's like an idiot.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to take
I
him
always
seriously.
wanted him. I mean, I've heard other podcasters say that he would have made a great Shazam.
He played Hawk.
I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So where were we? Oh yeah, Bullseye.
Bullseye
I
was
thought more about Bullseye.
amazing, dude.
I thought it
He
was.
was amazing.
It's astonishing how they made his powers, like his insane accuracy, plausible. Because, you know, you say somebody can hit anything from anywhere, it seems ridiculous. I watched the man throw a gun and it curved. Doesn't make sense, but they made it seem possible.
Yeah. The baseball when he was throwing. So let's get into that. The backstory where Wilson Fisk looks through his files and
Yeah.
kind of visually pictures what he sees.
He's just throwing a ball.
Beautiful way of showing a backstory.
He's throwing a ball at a brick wall, baseball, in the same spot over and over and over again, and creating a hole, like a little crater in this brick wall. You know how many
And
times?
When he gets mad, he chucks the ball off a pole and it hits his fucking coach.
And the coach dies.
I love the way they set up Bullseye. I love the way they made him just super like confused and dark and
Creepy.
And then you make it like he's not Kingpin's bitch. You know what I mean?
No.
You gotta figure out a way to make him like do his own thing and become
and
his own villain.
They did. The ending, great. I mean, and I love the whole thing with the FBI and how like they're getting played and how like Agent Nadeem had that giant internal conflict going on because he was just.
Oh my God, Agent Nadeem was a great character
He was.
too.
He
Damn,
reminded
they're
me
good
of
at
somebody
this.
else, and I can't put my finger on it. I swear I've seen him in something.
Let's talk about this. There was the fight scenes in Daredevil. The first season
Always great.
was that fight scene where like he goes into different rooms and the camera pans out. and
The
then-
hallway one, wasn't it?
Yep, and then the second one I think was a stairwell.
I believe so. Yes,
Season
stairwell
two. And then
going
this one was in the lockdown of
the prison. It's always in a hallway.
Which one do you think was the best one?
I think the first one was the best one. Season 1. I mean, season 2 and 3 were both good, but season 1, like, it's hard to get over that first wow factor of it. Like,
Yeah.
they did this all in one shot. Like, that's crazy.
Or made it look like, I don't know if they did.
I think they
made
do it in one shot.
They made it.
It's astonishing.
I thought season 3 took the cake. Spoiler again. I mean,
Yeah, I
obviously,
mean, yeah.
um,
Just turn the damn thing
Matt's
off.
stuck in prison, and everybody turns against him, from the nurse to like the SWAT team, and he has
Everybody's
to
trying to kill him. The
escape.
only people not trying to
And
kill him are the Albanians.
the whole time, I'm like, how the fuck is this guy gonna get out? And the fun part was is that a relative of mine who doesn't know nothing about the show, who was just sitting down, hanging out, while I was playing it, watching it, she was just sitting there and she was like watching it. She's like, he's dead. He's fucked. Like this is it. Like, are they gonna kill this guy? And he's blind. I was like, oh, just
He's
watch.
the main character. He's not gonna die.
Oh my god!
This isn't Game of Thrones.
The Albanian reveal at the end, telling him that Fisk got stabbed by Fisk's men.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh my god, that fight scene was great. That's something I'll literally go back and watch.
Speaking of the end of that thing, because I was up to like 3:30 watching that, and then when I went to sleep, I dreamt a new ending for it. And in my head, the ending that I would have played out is Vanessa gets killed after marrying the Kingpin, right? So the Kingpin goes and in front of a grand jury and testifies that Matt Murdock is the Daredevil trying to screw him over, and then one of the jurors gets up and starts listing off, just like they did in this, except instead of people's addresses, all these people and how Daredevil saved them, and they refused to indict him. So it's like a complete turnaround of how it went when they tried to get
That's
Kingpin.
actually not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of the ending, Bullseye gets his back broken by Kingpin.
Yeah.
And then he
Kingpin's
gets
insanely
worked on.
strong.
Is there like a comic book Easter egg here of the doctor that's working on him?
I tried to, I was listening to the names and they didn't seem familiar. Even the name of the metal, Cognium, that didn't sound familiar to me at all.
So that's what they were doing. They were putting metal
They,
inside.
yeah,
of
they
his
were
spine?
they were trying to replace vertebrae because they were like completely destroyed. Because I mean, he got his spine slammed against the corner of a
Is
brick
that
wall.
gonna force him to have that suit?
I'm guessing maybe that's what they're going for. I'm not
His
sure.
suit's kind of bland. It's black, but he
It's
has
black
the
and
bullseye.
white, and he's kind of psychotic in it. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Maybe that'll give him like more power somehow.
You know, I don't like the Daredevil suit too much, so seeing a villain in the suit was actually pretty badass. Because I love the whole black ninja look that Murdoch wears sometimes.
Yeah, he was doing a
To
great
see
job
him
rocking that out.
whip somebody's ass in the red suit is pretty cool.
And the
And I
Muay
like
Thai
the
ropes.
phone call. I'm coming for you and my suit, bitch. Click. It's great.
The way he got Bullseye to work for him in the end.
The way Bullseye brought this dead girlfriend or dead stalking girl to the fucking party was fucking
just
so
cemented
weird.
his creepiness.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, he
Um,
just shows up and just starts throwing, like that fight scene in the ballroom where the one guy had like 7 steak knives in him.
Yeah,
And I was just like
chucking
looking, I'm
steak
like,
knives at everybody.
dude, just get him in the head.
It's so painful. So there was a few fight scenes with Daredevil and Bullseye. I think the first one would be inside of the Karen Page's newspaper,
Yeah, that was the first one, wasn't it?
and that was fucking awesome.
That was.
It was done great.
Dead people know. And yeah,
He was
it's-
chucking all these
and
supplies
like,
at him.
I think he threw a stapler at him.
Stapler. He threw fucking scissors into his shoulder.
Yeah, oh, that had to hurt.
Pencils.
Yeah, he's walking through the printing press and there's scissors sticking out of his chest and a pencil sticking out of his leg. I'm like, dude, the fuck?
Yeah. And then the second fight scene was in the church.
In the church, yeah,
And then he breaks the rosary and he starts throwing them like
which
bullets.
insane the way that's going. And you know what got me on that? I'm like,
Love this character.
I'm watching him like hit Murdoch with everything he's got, and he takes one of the pews, like the side of the pews, and just rips it off and hits him with it. I'm like, how crappy built is this church? Those are supposed to be made of like solid oak. How'd you rip that off? He doesn't have superhuman strength. He's like Navy SEAL strong, which isn't superhuman.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, strong, but I mean, you shouldn't be able to rip a pew apart. like
It kind of the only thing that kind of got me with it was that Matt Murdock had a lot of trouble with him, in the sense that in the first fight Matt was whipping his ass and then he started getting his hands on things and
Well,
throwing
that's
them
right.
at
You can't let Bullseye have any distance on you. You got to have an up close fight.
I think they should have played that out more because Matt could beat the shit out of a lot of people. SWAT, Navy SEAL, whatever.
Yeah.
He's just above them when it comes to hand on hand combat, especially with his senses. So in some scenes where Matt gets his ass kicked by Bullseye, in those one on one moments, it kind of confused me. But I like the way that like Bullseye has to just literally anything gets in his hand. It
No,
becomes a weapon.
it's deadly. It's insane. And
I
the
love it.
way he could ricochet bullets, that was crazy.
Yeah, he shot Nadeem in the stomach from like.
Yeah, like, it just, I mean, I think it was just a graze, but yeah, still, like, he bounced it off of, like, a fire escape into a different apartment, like, directly above him, which, again, shouldn't really be possible, but, I'll put suspension
I
of
like how
disbelief. You kind of have
instead
to
of
have that.
binoculars, he always has the scope for his
His
sniper
rifle
rifle.
scope, yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
pretty cool.
fantastic job with that. Like I said, they made his insane accuracy seem plausible. Him as a villain, great. The
I would
fight
love to
scene,
see Punisher and Bullseye now.
I wanted to like watching halfway through. I'm just thinking to myself,
Where's
come on,
Punisher?
can Frank Castle just show up and put a bullet through the Kingpin's head?
I didn't want Kingpin to die. I wanted that character to carry over. I didn't want Bullseye to die. Hell no.
You
We
need
weren't
the
done with him.
Kingpin character in the show because he's the big bad and he drives the story. But you're watching it and you're like, God, I want to kill him.
I would like to see Vanessa take over the role because in the comic
That's
books,
what I was thinking would happen.
yeah, that she's just as bad as he is.
I thought she'd be worse.
That would be pretty cool if she takes over and starts, trying to ruin their lives and stuff. It was kind of interesting to see them shake hands at the end.
Yeah.
Matt Murdock and Fisk.
Yeah. I mean, that was a good fight scene between, because Kingpin, like, Bullseye's there to kill Kingpin. Kingpin wants to kill Bullseye and Daredevil. Daredevil doesn't want to kill either of them. It's gotta suck being the hero, because you gotta, like, not kill the people.
Yeah, it's like he set up Bullseye to kill them, but then saved them.
Yeah.
And you're like, the fight scene at the end, the triple threat match, that was sick.
That was great. That was great.
I like how Kingpin was the one to take Bullseye down, too. That just shows, like,
Just
how strong he is.
shattered the guy's spine. I mean, the Kingpin is insanely strong. Like, it's disturbing. Granted, there were some discrepancies in the show. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, one, like the table he slammed Daredevil through before the chandelier got dropped on him. I'm like, that table looks like it's made out of like thin plywood. Like after it got slammed through, because it had to be a breakaway table for him, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one that got me when they beginning of the fight when they're on the staircase fighting and like somebody gets slammed against the glass and it reflects like plexiglass, like it doesn't shatter or anything, right? And then he gets thrown up at the next panel of it and just shatters the glass. I'm like, okay, there's no way.
You really look into this, huh?
It's weird. I was watching. I think I was just way too awake. I drank like 4 cups of coffee while I was watching this show.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just watching. I'm like, that's weird. I just noticed the little random discrepancies that ruin the show a little bit for me.
Dude,
but no, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, a lot of things. I mean, I would even like to see him use the helmet as a weapon. At one point, he was like chucking things at the police officers.
He killed 2 men with broken beer bottles, just throwing them at him.
Yeah. And then the church scene was epic.
That
There was so many situations that they put Matt Murdock in where you're like, he's fucked.
And
like, how is he gonna get out of this?
The fighting scenes were crazy and all that, but I think the thing that really sold this season was the storytelling. It was a very well done story. Like they told it spectacularly. Like you got Matt Murdock's internal conflict with his faith being shattered, and all the revelations about everything. Fisk getting free. Like he is just destroyed internally. You got Bullseye character, Dax, who at first episode he's like, oh wow, he is a good shot. And then by the time episode 2 rolls around, he is a complete sociopath.
Yeah.
Kingpin being the absolute bastard he always is, and even Agent Nadeem, who's just like, whoa, I didn't see his boss turn out to be a bad guy. Like when she turned on him, I'm like, oh, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And
That was nuts.
And her thing when she's talking to him, like before they go see the Kingpin, she's like, I had 2 daughters. I'm like,
Dude, I was binge watching while getting tattooed. Had my headphones in on. I was binge watching while I was getting tattooed. Something to do. And that scene happened while I was getting tattooed. I was like, "Whoa, shit!" And my artist is like, "Are you serious right now?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm so sorry." I was like,
good investment.
and I rewinded it. I'm like, "You got to see the scene, dude." And he's like, "What the fuck is this?"
It doesn't really mean anything to people that haven't watched the 6 episodes before it. Which
this is the scene where Nadeem finds out who was working for Fisk, and they turn back. It was a very shocking moment.
It was. I didn't see that coming.
You didn't see it coming at all.
Did you?
Just like, oh shit.
Did you notice that the last 2 seasons, like a lot of the episodes were like just over the hour mark, right? And this season, a lot of the episodes were like 45 minutes or so, 45, 46. Like they're getting shorter, and I don't like. It's not a complaint. The storytelling was still fantastic. But I just found it odd that they were making them shorter.
Maybe they cut out a lot of scenes. I don't know. They never have like bonus stuff.
There's no bonus stuff, and it's not like they had any wasted footage. It's they're efficiently told stories. So like a blooper reel.
Yeah, it was good, dude. No, I don't want to see a blooper reel. That'll take away from the show.
Very good. And then at the end, Foggy
Page and
Murdoch.
I like the arc that he was on. Running for district attorney.
and then not running.
Yeah.
But he was a good like he wasn't quite a background character, but he wasn't always up front. Like he was a good like secondary character. I
He
mean,
was really good in this season.
a lot of it revolved around Karen.
Karen is the
What
shit.
throws me off about Foggy. Like ever since I found out he was Fulton in the Mighty Ducks, I'm like,
Thanks for ruining that for me.
but you can see it, right? It's
Yeah.
just so weird to think that
Mighty Ducks. Shout out to Emilio Estevez. That was a good movie, man.
the good 3 movies.
Um,
Well, it was 3 movies, some of which were good.
so I'm gonna watch Titans. I'm really looking forward to that. When is Young Justice season 3 dropping? Do you know?
I think it's still like 3 months away.
Holy crap!
Yeah, that's still a ways away.
Now you caught up with all of that.
Yeah, and then what else? Legends of Tomorrow is coming back on. I think in the next week.
I love Legends of Tomorrow.
It's a good show. It's a
I
good
thought
show.
it was an amazing show. I want to see where they take it. Now it's going to be with
Constantine, which I love Constantine as a character.
so that makes you happy.
Very happy, very happy. Matt Ryan does a fantastic job being Constantine, and it's going to be more magic based because I mean, at the end of the last season, he shows up and throws like a dragon's head at them. He's like, "You guys fucked up," but he doesn't say "fucked up" because it's the CW and can't swear on it, except in that one episode of Black Lightning, which still explain this to me. My own personal demon. Speaking of, did you see the Constantine animated movie that came out about a week and a half ago? It was City of Demons or something like that.
No.
It started as like 5 or 6 shorts on the CW. They were like 3-4 minutes long, and then they turned it into a full length like hour and a half movie.
Based on a CW character.
Yeah, and Matt Ryan does the voice.
Okay.
So it was great. It starts out with him in like London, as they all do, and like demon possesses somebody. He goes to L.A. Chaz is helping him out, and then like at the end, I'm not gonna spoil too much for. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. It has nothing to do with you guys. I'm just not spoiling it for him. So at the end of it, like how he always cons people into something. He like beats a demon. He's like had to pay a price for it, and then there's a diner scene, him and Chaz talking, and I'm like, okay, he probably did this, and I imagined like what the terrible thing he probably did, and I was right, and then there was more, and I'm like, God damn, Constantine, you're a heartless bastard even when you're being a nice guy.
There's 2 things that I brought to mind while you were talking about that. Number one, did you watch the Justice League Dark animated movie?
Yes.
Okay, that was really good.
I want to see
But
Etrigan and more
here's
stuff.
Another one you need to watch is the Suicide Squad Hell to Pay movie.
I did see that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, where they got the little magic get out of jail free card.
That was in Vandal Savage's chest?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was an interesting movie.
And did you like how they kind of weaved it in with Flashpoint?
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting movie. Like I wasn't too invested in the characters. It's weird. I know who Vandal Savage is, but every time he's in an animated movie or something, even in Young Justice, I'm like, who is that guy? Because
I thought he was a good character on the TV shows too.
He was, but he never stands out that much. He's just an evil dude with a beard.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I was introduced to him was the Superman animated series, or was it Justice League Unlimited? I think it was Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, I don't think it was in the Superman series.
Oh, yeah, it was Justice League Unlimited. I actually recently watched the Superman animated series. You know, it's not bad.
No. I mean, the Batman one's better.
Best, but don't even compare the two.
Yeah.
We're talking animated series, Batman. We're not talking about the
Batman the old
the
one.
Adventures of Batman. Okay.
Oh, not the Adventures of Batman and Superman, the hour.
The animated series is epic, bro.
I gotta say though, one of my favorite villains in the Superman one, or my 2 ones in the animated series, were Metallo and Parasite, because they were the only 2 that really had depth.
Yeah, Metallo always gave me anxiety when I was a kid. It was like, God damn, he's scary.
He's like Terminator with a glow stick.
Yeah, it messed me up. I love the Lobo episodes because they're funny.
They are funny.
And definitely the crossover World's Finest episodes were great.
That was good. How far away are we from season 2 of Krypton? Is that still a few months off?
I mean,
I would
Lobo,
check, but
baby.
we're using my phone.
Yeah. We'll get into
Which again, we're
that when it comes
recording
out,
on the
though.
phone because apparently this
Or at
is...
least when they drop a trailer.
Yeah, this is somehow better video quality
Oh,
than your...
Speaking of trailers, Avengers 4 trailer's coming out real soon.
I heard that I read a leaked description of the trailer on Reddit.
Well, there's 2, and one is a fake, a put together fake, and then the one that might be real, I heard about it too. Which one was in your description?
So the only part I really remember, because I read it and I forgot it as I was reading it, but in it, like Hulk is like saying he's prepping for his rematch.
No, it's not. Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, it's. I read a description of a movie trailer. I mean,
Yeah. Well, the
it
trailer's
seemed
coming
like a
out
weird-
soon.
Yeah.
Might come out within the week, actually.
There's a lot of publicity going on for Avengers 4. I swear that they're just leaking random stuff just to keep people interested. Like, people are going to go see it.
Well, the rumor is that there's actually going to be a big surprise big bad in the movie.
Like a bigger bad.
Yeah.
And oh my
Thanos.
god, the number of rumors on that. Like, I've heard Annihilus, Galactus, the Celestials or the Eternals, the Skrulls, the fucking Dark One.
I feel
or
like
whatever
we
the
can
hell his name
take
is.
out the Skrulls and Galactus, because I don't see
I don't think
Galactus, especially without Silver Surfer.
Annihilus. I don't
even know who that is.
Annihilus is like a green insect version of Ultron. That's what he looks like. He's from the negative zone, I believe. He's just a ruler
Some
there.
weird shit.
He's a
I would
Fantastic
like.
Four
I mean,
villain.
if they do Red Skull, that'd be pretty cool.
I don't think they're right. No, it would have to be whoever it is would have to be someone that like Thanos would have issues doing. I heard Adam Warlock as the Magus, possibly because the Magus is Warlock's evil identity.
But they'd have to introduce Warlock first.
Didn't they introduce the Warlock?
The Cocoon.
Yeah, the Cocoon.
But they gotta introduce.
Yeah,
You don't do him without doing. I mean, and
They'd have to
I
do
don't know.
something more for that. I don't know. Galactus, that would be interesting because Galactus and Thanos, that could actually be a fight if they did Galactus right. If he's just a cloud, no, I'm not afraid of a cloud.
I don't know about Galactus at this point, But what I would love to see is them like, let's do some X-Men. Let's throw Wolverine in that bitch. Wolverine could be the fucking villain. How about that? No, just kidding.
No, that wouldn't work at all.
No, that
Like, I don't know who they say there's going to be another big bad villain, and even like it's even coming off of the descriptions of the action figures, like Rocket and Thor team up to fight a bigger villain. Like, well, who's the bigger villain to be? Who could it be? Like, and there's
It's gotta be Weapon X. I'm not gonna leave that alone.
no. Well, then I'll throw in my 2 cents for ridiculous ideas. It's gonna be Lobo.
You can't.
No,
But they did reference Mjolnir. What's his
Mjolnir?
name? Mjolnir and Thor in the episode of Flash.
true, but they can do that because it's Norse mythology. You don't necessarily have to be talking Marvel comics. Obviously, they were, but you can get away with it.
Yeah. That was the funniest scene was by the way, Han shot first. But the funniest scene was
That was funny
yeah,
as
when
hell.
he was like Han shot second. He's
That
like,
doesn't even make sense. That was great. That was so nerdy. That's a very nerdy show. But yeah, I don't know. As far as the next big bad for the Avengers, I have no idea.
Another thing is what's the villain's name? Cicada? Cicada. The show writers were saying that they introduced him so early on in season 2, season 1 they introduced him, season 2 they made him actually like fight Flash and things like that. Even though that was kind of similar to what they did with Savitar. Savitar a couple episodes in, but they were saying that because they're going to do 3 story arcs to build up to a bigger villain each time.
Jesus.
So this might not be the main villain of the whole season.
That'll be interesting.
I'm thinking they're going to do something with Killer Frost and her father
Oh,
or
they'll
her
definitely have
brother.
to do something with her.
And then maybe even another villain at the end of the season. That's
And something Nora did because of the time travel.
Yeah, like maybe a villain from Nora's time or some shit like that.
But yeah.
Or maybe Nora is not Nora. Never know with these fucking shows.
I know, she could just be a time traveling lesbian pirate.
You heard it first.
Yeah,
All right.
that's my theory. Is that it?
Yeah.
We got no more theories on anything. Nothing. Yeah, I got nothing. I can't even name any more big villains that
Just
could be in the
watch-
Avengers. There's
watch-
like 6 untitled Avengers movies. in the
Watch
next couple
Daredevil
years.
season 3, and if you have, watch it again because god damn, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to watch it again right now because that'd be 26 hours of your life, which
Was it that long?
it's 13 episodes. They're each about an hour long,
45 minutes, yeah.
give or take. So you figure at least probably between 12 and a half hours of your life right there.
I binged it, and I did not have a problem with it.
I had to keep getting up. I was drinking a lot of coffee and water.
I was stuck to a chair getting tattooed. I enjoyed it.
Not bad. Especially the part where you jumped and almost ruined the
I didn't
tattoo.
even mean to do that. It was just like, holy shit, he just shot it, or she just shot him, and
Speaking of,
he was like,
there's
"Are you
actually a
serious?"
moment in Titans episode 2 that actually spooked me the way you're talking. Like, it spooked me because I was just like watching, whoa, that popped out of nowhere. It's actually pretty well done. So I think that's it. I don't think we'll have nearly as much to talk about next week because there won't be a binge of Daredevil to do.
We can talk about Titans now that I'll watch it.
That's a good thing. That's a good idea.
And then theories and craft some.
You'll have to inform me on more stuff because like Starfire, I just over my head. I don't get it.
CW, if you're watching, more lesbian pirates, please.
More lesbian pirates. Yes. Yeah. I don't think.
I like those.
Yeah. Get away with whatever you can. You know, bring in lesbian pirates and words I'm not allowed to say.
Less racial slurs, more lesbian pirates.
I think that is a good metric for anyone to go up to. If the world had less racial slurs and more lesbian pirates, it would be a better place. I think that
I have to agree with
that. That's Jerry Springer's final thought.
There you go.
All right, good show. We'll catch you guys next week. Yeah.